You've been asking God for a breakthrough. You've been praying for the next level, for the open door, for the promise to finally come to pass. But instead of elevation, you feel like everything is falling apart. Instead of promotion, you're facing loss. Instead of clarity, there's only confusion. And you wonder, did I hear God wrong? Is he even listening? Let me tell you something today. Something that might be hard to hear at first, but will set you free if you let it. Before the breakthrough comes the breaking. If this message is speaking to your heart right now, I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. We're building a community of people who are learning to trust God in the breaking seasons, and I don't want you to miss what's coming next. Hit that subscribe button, because we're walking this journey together. God is not punishing you. He's preparing you. He's not withholding your blessing. He's refining it. And sometimes, the only way to get you ready for what he's called you to carry, is to break what's keeping you from it. The pride, the control, the fear, the false identity you've been clinging to, the relationships that were never meant to go with you, the version of yourself that can't hold what's coming. God loves you too much to promote you into something you're not ready for, so he breaks you open first, not to destroy you, but to rebuild you. There's a reason the seed has to die before it becomes a tree. There's a reason the caterpillar has to dissolve before it becomes a butterfly. There's a reason Jesus had to break the bread before he could feed the multitude. Breakthrough doesn't come from you. It comes through you. And sometimes, God has to break you open so his glory can pour out. I know it hurts. I know it feels like everything you built is crumbling. I know you feel weak, exposed, fragile, like you're losing yourself. But let me tell you what's really happening. You're not losing yourself. You're finding yourself. The real you. The you that God created. Not the version you performed to survive. Not the mask you wore to be accepted. Not the false strength you carried to prove you didn't need anyone. God is stripping away everything that isn't you, so the world can finally see who you really are. Maybe, right now, you're in a season where nothing makes sense. Your finances are tight. Your relationships are shifting. Your health is being tested. Your faith is being shaken. And you keep asking God, why now? Why this? Why me? But what if the question isn't why? What if the question is what? What is God trying to break in me? What am I still holding on to that he's asking me to release? What part of me needs to die so the new me can be born? Listen, God doesn't break you to leave you broke. He breaks you to remake you. He doesn't shatter your life to abandon you in the pieces. He shatters what's false so he can build something true. You are not falling apart. You are falling together into the person you were always meant to be, into the calling you were always meant to walk in, into the faith that doesn't need to see to believe, into the strength that comes from surrender. The word says, unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds. Your breaking is not your ending. It's your beginning. What feels like death is actually the start of resurrection. So let me speak to your spirit right now. What God is breaking in you is making room for what he's building. That job you lost, it was blocking the door to your purpose. That relationship that ended, it was draining the life God wanted to pour into you. That failure you're ashamed of, it was teaching you the humility you'll need for what's next. That sickness, that setback, that disappointment, it was breaking the old WINESKIN ... so God could pour in the new wine. You can't carry new wine in old containers. You can't walk into your destiny carrying the baggage of your past. You can't step into the fullness of who God called you to be while still holding on to who you used to be. So God is breaking you free. I know it's hard to trust the process. I know it feels like God is silent, like he's distant, like he's forgotten about you. But let me tell you something. God is closer to you in the breaking than he ever was in the blessing. He's not far. He's right there, in the middle of your pain, in the center of your confusion, in the depths of your doubt. He's there, holding you, healing you, rebuilding you, piece by piece, breath by breath, day by day. And I need you to hear this. What you're going through right now, ... is not a detour. It's the path. This valley you're walking through, it's leading you to the mountaintop. This wilderness season, it's preparing you for the promised land. This dark night of the soul, it's the womb where your breakthrough is being formed. You think you're being buried, but God is planting you. So don't give up. Not now. Not when you're this close. The breaking you're experiencing is proof that the breakthrough is coming. The enemy doesn't attack what doesn't matter. He doesn't fight battles he's already won. If hell is coming against you this hard, it's because heaven is about to break through. Your struggle is not a sign of God's absence. It's a sign of his presence. He's breaking ground. He's breaking chains. He's breaking curses. He's breaking limitations. And yes, he's breaking you, but only so he can put you back together ... stronger, wiser, humbler, freer, better. You see, there's something profound that happens in the breaking that we often miss. We focus so much on what we're losing that we can't see what we're gaining. We're so consumed by the pain of what's falling apart that we can't recognize the freedom that's being birthed. Think about it. Every person in Scripture who experienced a true breakthrough first experienced a breaking. Joseph had to be broken in a pit and a prison before he could stand in a palace. Moses had to be broken in the wilderness for 40 years before he could lead a nation. David had to be broken in caves, running from Saul ... before he could be crowned king. Paul had to be broken on the road to Damascus before he could write half the New Testament. Jesus himself had to be broken on a cross before he could offer resurrection. The pattern is undeniable. God's greatest works come through his most broken vessels, because a broken vessel doesn't hold anything back. It pours out completely. It doesn't protect itself. It doesn't preserve itself. It gives everything. And that's what God is doing in you right now. He's breaking your need to be in control. He's breaking your addiction to comfort. He's breaking your fear of what people think. He's breaking your reliance on your own strength. Because as long as you think you can do it on your own, you'll never fully surrender to what he wants to do through you. As long as you're holding on to your plans, you'll never fully embrace his purpose. As long as you're protecting your image, you'll never fully walk in your identity. So he allows the breaking, not because he's cruel, but because he's kind. Not because he wants to hurt you, but because he wants to heal you. Not because he's taking something away, but because he's making room for something greater. If this word is resonating with you, I want to encourage you to join our community by subscribing. Every week, we're unpacking what it means to walk with God through the hard seasons. And I believe there's a message coming that your soul needs to hear. Don't walk this journey alone. Subscribe, and let's grow in faith together. And here's what I've learned about the breaking. It always feels longer than it actually is. When you're in it, ... it feels endless, like it's never going to end. Like you're going to be stuck in this pain forever. But that's not true. The breaking is always seasonal. It has a beginning, and it has an end. God doesn't break you indefinitely. He breaks you intentionally, for a specific purpose, for a limited time, just long enough to accomplish what needs to be accomplished, just deep enough to reach what needs to be reached, just intense enough to remove what needs to be removed, but never more than you can bear, never longer than necessary, never without purpose. So if you're in the breaking right now, know this: it won't last forever. This pain is temporary. This confusion is passing. This darkness is not your destination. It's your transition from who you were to who you're becoming, from what you knew to what you're learning, from where you've been to where you're going. And I know it's hard to see it now. I know it's hard to believe it. But there's a version of you on the other side of this breaking that is so free, so whole, so alive, so powerful that you won't even recognize yourself. The insecurities that used to control you, gone. The fears that used to paralyze you, broken. The doubts that used to define you, shattered. The limitations that used to bind you, destroyed. Because God is not just breaking you. He's breaking everything that's been holding you back. He's breaking the generational curses. He's breaking the mental strongholds. He's breaking the emotional wounds. He's breaking the spiritual bondage. All of it. So that you can walk into your future ... completely free, totally alive. And I need you to understand something. This breaking you're experiencing is not random. It's not accidental. It's not a mistake. God is very intentional about what He's doing in you. He knows exactly what needs to be broken. He knows exactly how long it needs to take. He knows exactly how much pressure you can handle. And He's not going to let you break beyond repair. He's the master craftsman. He knows what He's doing. Think about a sculptor. When he looks at a block of marble ... he doesn't see a block. He sees a masterpiece. But to reveal that masterpiece ... he has to chip away. He has to break off. He has to remove everything that isn't the masterpiece. And sometimes ... he has to strike hard. He has to be aggressive. He has to break off large pieces, not because he's careless, but because he's careful. He knows exactly what needs to go. And he knows that what remains ... will be beautiful. That's what God is doing with you. He's not being careless with your life. He's being careful. He's removing everything that isn't you, everything that isn't His design, everything that's blocking His purpose. And yes, it hurts. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it feels violent at times. But when He's done, you're going to be a masterpiece. You're going to look at your life and think ... this was worth it. Every tear, every struggle, every moment of confusion, every season of pain. It was all worth it. Because look at who I've become. Look at what God has done. Look at the freedom I'm walking in. Look at the purpose I'm living. Look at the peace I'm carrying. It was all worth it. So let the breaking happen. Stop fighting it. Stop resisting it. Stop pretending you have it all together. Surrender to the process. Let God break what needs to be broken. Let Him strip away what needs to go. Let Him heal what you've been hiding. Let Him reshape you, remold you, recreate you. Because the version of you that God is building ... is so much greater than the version you've been protecting. There's a new you on the other side of this. A you that doesn't need validation. A you that doesn't perform for approval. A you that walks in quiet confidence. A you that knows who you are, because you know whose you are. And that's the you the world has been waiting for. That's the you your family needs. That's the you your calling requires. So let the breaking finish its work. Don't rush the process. Don't numb the pain. Don't run from the fire. Stand in it and let God refine you. I want to tell you something that might shift your perspective. The breaking isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. It's not a punishment. It's a promotion. It's not God being angry with you. It's God being faithful to you because He made you a promise. And He's too faithful to let you miss it because you weren't ready for it. He loves you too much to give you something that you're not equipped to handle. So He's equipping you. He's preparing you. He's maturing you. He's strengthening you. And sometimes that process requires breaking. It requires pressure. It requires fire. It requires testing, but it's all working for your good. Every single moment. Even the ones that don't feel like it. Even the ones that seem pointless. Even the ones that appear wasted. Nothing is wasted in God's economy. He's using all of it. The pain, the loss, the disappointment, the rejection, the failure, all of it. He's weaving it together, into something beautiful, something powerful, something purposeful. And one day, you're going to look back at this season, and you're going to thank Him for it. You're going to say, God, I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now. I didn't see it then, but I see it now. I didn't trust it then, but I trust you now. Thank you for loving me enough, to break what needed to be broken. Thank you for caring about my future more than you cared about my comfort. Thank you for seeing who I could become and refusing to leave me as I was. That's the prayer that's coming. That's the testimony that's being formed. That's the breakthrough that's on its way. So hold on just a little longer, because what God is doing in you, is greater than what He's allowing around you. What He's building in you, is stronger than what He's breaking from you. And what He's preparing you for is bigger than what He's taking you through. Before the breakthrough, comes the breaking. And if you're being broken right now, that means your breakthrough is closer than you think. So hold on, keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing. Because God is not done with you yet. He's just getting started. You are not falling apart. You are falling into place. You are not losing yourself. You are becoming yourself. And when God is done breaking you, the world won't recognize you. Because you won't be the same. You'll be better, stronger, freer, and ready for everything He's prepared for you. So trust the breaking, because the breakthrough is already on its way. And I want to leave you with this final thought. The breaking is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your testimony. It's not the conclusion of your journey. It's the foundation of your destiny. It's not where you stop. It's where you start. So don't despise the breaking. Embrace it. Don't run from the process. Trust it. Don't give up in the middle. Finish it, because on the other side, there's a version of you waiting. That's everything God created you to be. Whole, free, strong, purposeful, powerful, and unstoppable. That's who you're becoming. That's where you're going. That's what this breaking is producing. So let it finish. Let God complete the work. Let Him break everything that needs to break, so He can build everything He's promised to build. In you, through you, and with you. The breakthrough is coming. But first, comes the breaking. And you're going to make it through. You know what else happens in the breaking? You discover who you really are. Not who people said you were. Not who you pretended to be. Not who you thought you had to be. But who God created you to be. Because when everything else is stripped away, when the titles are gone, when the achievements are removed, when the approval is withdrawn, when the comfort is taken, what's left is the real you, the core of who you are. And that's when you realize you're stronger than you thought. You're braver than you believed. You're more resilient than you imagined. You're more loved than you knew. The breaking doesn't reveal your weakness. It reveals your strength. It doesn't expose your fragility. It uncovers your foundation. It doesn't show you what you lack. It shows you what you carry. And what you carry is the presence of God, His strength in your weakness, His peace in your storm, His hope in your despair, His light in your darkness. That's what the breaking reveals, that you're not alone. You've never been alone. Even in the moments when you felt most abandoned, He was there. Even in the nights when you cried yourself to sleep, He was there. Even in the days when you wanted to give up, He was there, holding you together, when you thought you were falling apart, carrying you forward when you thought you couldn't take another step, breathing life into you, when you thought you had nothing left. That's who God is. That's what He does. He doesn't waste your pain. He doesn't ignore your tears. He doesn't overlook your struggle. He collects every tear. He hears every prayer. He sees every battle, and He's using all of it to shape you into the person who can carry the promise He's prepared. Because here's the truth. The size of your breaking determines the scope of your breakthrough. The depth of your pain reveals the height of your purpose. The intensity of your struggle indicates the magnitude of your calling. God doesn't break you small. When He's building you for something big, He doesn't allow minor discomfort. When He's preparing you for major impact, He doesn't test you lightly. When He's training you for heavy responsibility. So if your breaking feels massive right now, if your pain feels unbearable, if your struggle feels impossible, that tells me something. What God has for you on the other side is bigger than you can imagine. The calling He's preparing you for is greater than you've dreamed. The breakthrough He's orchestrating is beyond what you've prayed for. And He needs you ready, not partially ready, fully ready, not almost prepared, completely prepared, not somewhat equipped, totally equipped. And that's what this breaking is doing. It's getting you ready for something so significant that you'll look back one day and say, I understand now. I understand why it had to hurt this much. I understand why it had to last this long. I understand why it had to go this deep. Because look at what came out of it. Look at who I've become. Look at what God has done. The breaking was necessary. The pain had purpose. The struggle had meaning. And it was all worth it. That's the perspective that's coming. That's the revelation that's forming. That's the testimony that's being written. Right now. In this moment. In this season. In this breaking. Your breakthrough story is being authored. Your victory testimony is being created. Your transformation narrative is being lived. And one day soon, you're going to stand on the other side of this, and you're going to tell your story. You're going to share your testimony. You're going to encourage someone else who's walking through their own breaking, and they're going to look at you and say, if God brought you through, He can bring me through too. If God didn't leave you, He won't leave me either. If God completed His work in you, He'll complete His work in me. That's the power of your breaking. It's not just about you. It's about everyone who's watching, everyone who's waiting, everyone who needs to see that God is still faithful, that breakthrough is still possible, that hope is still alive. Your breaking is becoming their hope. Your struggle is becoming their strength. Your testimony is becoming their faith. So don't hide your breaking. Don't be ashamed of your process. Don't apologize for your journey. Because someone needs to see that it's okay to not be okay. That it's normal to struggle. That breaking doesn't mean failing. And that God doesn't abandon His children in their darkest moments. He meets them there. He holds them there. He transforms them there, just like He's doing with you, right now. Before we finish, I want to invite you one more time to become part of this family. If these words have met you where you are, subscribe to the channel. We're here every week with messages of hope, faith, and breakthrough for people just like you who are walking through the fire and refusing to give up. Click subscribe, because your next breakthrough message might be just one video away. You're not alone in this.